is what motorcycling is all about. Cool motorcycles, great locations, freedom, just going for a ride after work in this case, making the most of the summer weather. It's a beautiful day today. I'm down at Kangaroo Point. Not a bad place to come down and have a coffee, especially early of a morning. This is just down from Pie in the Sky, a really famous motorcycling location, or cafe I should say. So like I said, I'm just down at Kangaroo Point now. You can see the estuary there, and there's a little cafe type stall just in the wall there, and they're quite often open before Pie in the Sky. So if you're desperate for a coffee, come on down. Like I said, good spot. There's a wharf down the bottom as well there. And if you're keen to have a nice ride to the north of Sydney, this would be one of the roads I would recommend. It's probably the most famous piece of twisty just out of Sydney. You go up through Cowan, come along the old Pacific Highway, going past Brooklyn there on the left, and you get this nice section of twisties here, which is very popular on the weekend for motorcyclists, and also worth noting for those who might come and have a ride through here, very, very popular place for the police to hang out as well. Can't imagine why, but they do. So always keep an eye out, ride carefully through here. It is a bit of a dangerous spot. People drive their boats up this piece of road here and basically pull the bungs out and just drop shit all over the road. It can be very, very slippery. Apparently the government's totally fine with that, even though they complain about practically everything these days. It's a nice piece of road to go up and down. A lot of people come and just basically do passes on the weekend. And it can be a great spot to kind of build on your skills, but it's worth remembering it is in some ways quite dangerous. And you got quite a sharp corner just here, and we occasionally do photos just on that helicopter pad there. Obviously the helicopter pad there is for airlifting people out all along these sections of road, but we've seen people pull out in front of motorcyclists and other vehicles there and do really, really incredibly stupid things. Motorcyclists who are learning or pushing the limits a little bit also do occasionally come off through these corners. There's another tight corner up here, which is one to look out for if you're not that familiar with the area. Generally speaking, unless someone's dropped crap all over the road, most of the road surfaces through here are really, really good, which makes it a lot of fun. Personally, I prefer to do it on a bike which doesn't need to be going at light speed to feel fun. Just because you can basically string all these corners together without being crazily over the speed limit and not worry so much about getting busted. Right up the top of the hill here as well is Pie in the Sky. Very, very popular motorcycling hangout. Also popular with cars and bicycles. Probably one of the other things I should mention for this piece of road is be careful, because there are bicyclists who use this section. Luckily on the way up, it's 2 lanes, so you've generally got room to move around them. We've got these rules now where you've got to give them quite a significant amount of room, which is easier on a motorcycle, but also keep in mind cars do stupid things around bicyclists now. You thought it was dangerous before, you know, Wait till you've had a couple of people coming around corners on the wrong side of the road. Blind corners too. This is pie in the sky up here on the left. Anyway, it's a beautiful piece of road for along here. It's more of a cruising road, I would say. You can come along, you can enjoy the road. On the other side of the bridge, you get into a 60 section, which has been just massively slowed down because police and the government do not like fun. And while I think this piece of road would be just a great riding road if it was 80 all the way through, unfortunately that is no longer the case. They've just slowly brought the limits down, all part of the nanny state agenda. Because if people aren't capable of driving, you've got to drop those speed limits so that that ever decreasing lowest common denominator can be catered for. Imagine if you actually had to rely on people applying themselves, showing some type of aptitude to give them a license, particularly to drive. Scary thoughts indeed. Anyway, this is just a small section of the old road here north of Sydney. Great riding road. I think it's probably a great road if you're a rider who's allowed to take a pillion and you're still a relatively new rider and you haven't done that much riding and you want to take a pillion somewhere nice. Bring them out along here. There's heaps of motorcyclists on the weekend. Bring them out. Stop at Pie in the Sky. You can stop at Kangaroo Point for a coffee. You can stop at Road Warriors Cafe further down. You can go all the way up to Kulnara, to Jerry's Cafe, another really, really famous motorcycling spot. And they're all nice roads. And all relatively heavily policed as well. Particularly on weekends when most people come through. Anyway, have a good one. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing this little piece of, I guess we could call it motorcycling heaven. I don't know if I'd go that far. Here north of Sydney. And subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, leave a like if you've liked it. Leave a like if you haven't liked it. Nah, leave a dislike if you haven't liked it and let me know why in the comments so that I can do better. This is Motojourno Chris. Stay safe out on the roads and I'll be back soon.